Once upon a time, in a little town filled with rows of cozy houses and gardens brimming with life, there lived a thoughtful little boy named Bert. One crisp autumn morning, Bert watched as his granddad, with steady hands and a warm smile, raked up fallen leaves from their garden. The trees stood bare against the sky, their branches like outstretched arms, and Bert was struck by a sudden thought.
If the leaves fall off the trees, surely they must be cold. Why don't they wear jumpers?
Bert pondered, his young mind filled with concern. With determination in his steps, he ran to his grandma and asked her to knit the biggest jumper she could. Bert's grandma, with a twinkle in her eye, chuckled and said, "Bert, you're not that big yet." But Bert quickly explained that it wasn't for him, but for the trees, to keep them warm, since they had lost all of their leaves. His grandma gently explained that the trees would be fine without a jumper and not to worry. However, Bert's worry did not fade away. On his way home, he noticed a tree that had fallen in the park.
Oh no,
he thought, his concern deepening.
It must be because they're so cold.
That night, after everyone had gone to bed, Bert took action. With all the determination a little boy could muster, he pulled the duvet off his bed and tried to drag it outside to the tree in his garden. Just as he was struggling with the door, his daddy woke up and found him. "Bert, what are you doing?" he asked, surprised. Bert, with earnest eyes, explained his plan to keep the trees warm. His daddy couldn't help but laugh, not in mockery, but in amusement at Bert's big heart. He sat Bert down and explained gently that trees can't feel the cold like people do. Instead, they drop their leaves in a process similar to hibernation, preparing themselves to grow new leaves in the spring. To illustrate his point, he showed Bert pictures of trees beautifully covered in snow, standing tall and strong despite the cold. Bert listened intently, but still wasn't quite convinced. Seeing this, his daddy had an idea. Together, they went outside, and with a caring smile, his daddy helped Bert place a woolly hat on top of one of the trees in their garden. Looking up at the tree, now donning its new hat, Bert felt a wave of happiness and satisfaction. And so, dear listener, Bert learned that while trees don't need jumpers to keep warm, caring for nature and all its creatures is a beautiful thing. Our planet has its own ways of protecting and renewing itself, but our love and respect for it make the world a better place. Good night, little dreamer. As you snuggle under your duvet, remember that caring for others, whether they're trees, animals, or people, is a wonderful quality. Dream of a world where kindness touches every corner, and wake up ready to spread joy and love. Sweet dreams, until the sun rises to greet another day of adventure and discovery.